Welcome back, and we're still talking about how Egypt is today presenting a model in the field of communication development. And with us tonight, we're really honored to have with us an icon in this field. And Egypt is very proud of her son, Dr. Fadel Digham, the head of the national project sector at the National Telecom Regulatory Authority. And he's the first Egyptian and Arab to win the award of Best Telecommunication Research worldwide. Those are the sons of Egypt who represent Egypt before the whole world. Dr. Digham, congratulations to you, congratulations to Egypt. We're really proud of you and proud of this achievement.
Thank you so much. Yeah, actually, this is a good thing to achieve, and I think this is a good gift for all Egyptians, not only to myself.
Definitely, it's a gift to Egypt and to all Egyptians. And as I said, we're really proud of Egypt's sons and daughters who are excelling and who are representing Egypt worldwide and setting exemplary messages before the whole world. Our dear guest present with us live here in the studio, and on his first exclusive interview with Nile TV International, Dr. Digham won 2021 Excellence Award for Best Research worldwide in developing telecommunications, and he's the first Egyptian and Arab to win this award. His research had a huge impact on the development of telecom systems and services, and his research had contributed to applying the concept of dynamic usage of radio spectrum and capitalized upon several other researchers, and many institutes definitely honored him across the world for this great award. Let's first have a look at our honorable guest's profile, and we will be back.
Dr. Fadel Digham, the head of National Project Sector at the National Telecom Regulatory Authority, known as the NTRA, and the chairman of the Smart Cities and Communities Working Group, International Telecommunication Union, ITU, won the 2021 Excellence Award for submitting the best research worldwide for advances and developments in telecommunications. The award is presented by the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, the IEEE, during its annual appraisal of effective researches on telecom sector during the last 15 years. Noteworthy that it is the first time for this award to be granted to a researcher of Egyptian and Arab origin. The winning research of Dr. Fadel Digham was published in 2007. It had a huge impact on the development of telecom systems and services, namely in respect to what is called smart cognitive radio systems. Fadel's research also contributed to developing and applying the concept of dynamic usage of radio spectrum, leading to more efficient as well as a larger number of services with higher capacity. The research has been used and capitalized upon by about 3,500 researchers and scientific as well as industrial institutes across the world since being published. The conclusions were also adopted in several research approaches as well as studies that have carried out later. Chief among Digham's contributions were his participation in the planning and development of the smart city system in Egypt and the issuance of codes for network designs, implementation and provision of smart services. Noteworthy to mention, Dr. Digham has had, throughout his career, made many participations and contributions in the national projects and initiatives, such as 4G services provision and studies on digital switchovers, enabling the Egyptian companies to transform the technological zones to smart communities. He also served as a member of the Industry Advisory Board for the Wireless Communications Engineering Technology Certificate Program, representing Africa and the Middle East. He received his PhD in electrical engineering from the University of Minnesota, Twin Cities, USA, and his BSc from Cairo University in Egypt.
Dr. Fadel, once again, congratulations. And such awards, as you've mentioned, is definitely a gift for Egypt and for all Egyptians, and also for the youth who would find in you an example to follow suit. Let us know more about the idea behind this research. And definitely it has been lots of efforts. It all starts with an idea, and then furthermore, when it is further developed, it becomes a gift and we reap the fruits. So the 2021 Excellence Award, how did the idea start? How about the research?
Okay, as you just said, the idea makes a big difference in nation's life and in human life as well. And from the early days, actually, human being is being very fascinated about the idea of getting in touch and in communication with others. Starting from the human messengers, the carrier pigeon, so until we get like the telegraph getting invented and radio wireless communications. So we'd like always to find a good means of communications, because by nature we like to get socialized, we like to have economic impact. So
yes.
This is always the idea.
Which also makes our life facilitated.
Exactly. So right now even we all feel how communications by all the means is making difference to our lives, to bring us together, to bring in more impact both in our daily lives and in the state level as well. So the idea is that we are now getting into more services, into more applications, in more demands. So this calls for like a revolutionary idea about the way systems are being designed. So normally systems and communications are designed in a static, a systematic way. So there is certain function to transfer data simply from point A to point B. It's like always when I getting from Sheikh Zayed City to Nasr City, there is only 6th of October bridge. There is no other way.
Yeah.
So if you get stuck in it, then the data as well will get stuck until it's getting transferred. But the idea now is similar to what we have like in the maps. So
yes.
you investigate different routes, and then you can then make your life easy, and you can get there with less delay. So the idea is to bring some kind of cognition, we call it smartness, to the communication devices, to be able to take different routes, make different decisions, to have this kind of smartness. So we call it cognitive devices.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming from that. So this was the main idea behind the research itself and how it makes an impact to the different communication systems.
Yes, definitely when an award is won and when it is such a prestigious award like the Excellence Award, we're always asking ourselves more about the criteria of choice. Who are the candidates? How about the researches that has been presented? And why Dr. Fadel's research that was the one ratified for winning this award? Usually it's also time to reflect on how such an award and such a project is going to benefit humanity, because the award is for Egypt definitely, and we as Egyptians are always happy with what Egypt's sons and daughters are achieving, but also how it reflects on other humans around the world.
Actually, this is the award itself is offered by what's called IEEE, Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. This is the most prestigious technical and the largest technical association worldwide. So established back in 18th, since the invention of electricity first, then the telegram and so on. It has more than 400,000 researchers and industry players worldwide. It's spread in more than 160 countries. It has different implementations and different hands on different communication systems. For example, they are the one who invented the Wi-Fi itself we have right now in homes. So the idea that they have like several awards actually. Some of them is just for like, is given for a certain field, for a certain application, for a certain track. But among all of these awards, they have one specific award that goes for the span of time of 15 years impact.
Yes.
So that's why this one is really tough one, because you are not competing only with researchers nowadays. You are competing with researchers since 15 years ago, or 15 years ago, so having different impacts. You cannot nominate yourself to the award itself, but the experts worldwide in the journal, prestigious journals of IEEE are nominating the best impacts. They have different criteria in this, like originality of the idea itself, the impact of it. For example, as we said in this research, it has been reflected in more than 3,500 ideas that gets generated out of the basic idea itself.
Yes.
And third, about the rigorous work itself, how rigorous and how robust the work and the frame itself that you have been presenting.
Yes, definitely it had a huge impact on the development of telecom systems and services. That's why we say this is always an idea behind that would usually bring about this sense of spark. So how, in your idea or in your vision, will it have a huge impact on the telecom systems in the world?
Yeah. As we said, always we are targeting right now, and we always hear the word smart and intelligent.
Yes.
Always we are trying to mimic how a human being is thinking and is behaving. And this, for example, starts first with the revolution of the robots.
Yes.
So I would say simply what we have in mind is to have the smart device or communication device is act as a robot. So you are walking, you are taking decision on your own. You don't need to be programmed each time. If there is any drop happen, if there is a disaster, even if I would say emergency, you figure out that there is a disaster around, and then you take over and have different paths and try to find another way of communicating people together. So this is one application in the public safety domain, if I would say.
Yes.
And second, right now, is to accommodate different applications and increasing demand of high data rates people are talking about right now. So again, I will go back to the example of getting all stuck in one route. We will not get from point A to point B. But if we are smart enough and take different routes and we have this vision and this map, then we can all get to the destination at the right time.
Yes, and I will take from your words, Professor, when you're talking about being smart, and Egypt is going smart. The smart cities are considered to be a witness of the new republic, and how this is going to be also another gift from Egypt to the whole world, with a great hub being a hub for investment and being a hub for technology and communication. And in your capacity being the chairman of the Smart Cities and Communities, representing Egypt in more than one forum around the world, an international presentation, definitely this is also sending messages of Egypt's international image and status worldwide.
Yes, I think we're taking the path of smartness by different means and different manifestations. I would say that the strategy for Egypt, the smart cities, is really pioneering. And I always say that, even in international conferences, that Egypt is building the largest smart city ever, which is right now the new capital of Egypt. So right now, actually, the idea is, I would like to emphasize on one thing first. Building a smart city is not something luxurious, it's not for entertainment, but it's actually for economic development. So that's why we took the right decision at the right time. Yeah. So we are not anyway just making things here and there and cut and pastes, but we have dramatic change. And right now, the model that Egypt is taking right now, and the reference model we are presenting and we are following in our plans, is being adopted actually right now at the international level, at the International Telecommunication Union, through the committee that I am chairing right now. So right now, there's a report actually will be published early next year. It talks much about Egypt and what happens compared to many other countries worldwide. And this has been reflected right now, as we know, for different cities being developed in Egypt. It's not only the new capital, but we have New Alamein, you have New Mansoura.
Yes.
So we have along actually coming to the root. And this is, again, we call it is a citizen-centric planning. So the city is built for the citizen. It's not just one product and just buildings, but just for a better lifestyle.
Yes, and definitely this has reflected positively on the aura around those smart cities, and how it reflects also concerning the attraction of foreign direct investments to the country. You're roaming all over the world and also keeping in touch with professors around the world. And after the Excellence Award, and while they were congratulating you on the award, how did you see Egypt's image today after this revolution? You know, we have 7 years of achievements under the leadership of President Sisi. Today, we are in another place and a different aura. And the Smart Cities has been marketing Egypt to the world.
Yes. I would say that at the National Telecom Regulatory Authority of Egypt, in particular at the Ministry of Communications, since ICT is leading actually different sectors in Egypt, One of the principles actually is international recognition. This is one of the pillars that we are really targeting. And by this is not just having an image, but we have real something on the ground that we can really market worldwide. So for example, right now by this recognition, I was able to get this position for chairing the Smart Cities International, nationwide. Egypt is now one of 12 countries worldwide. There is one committee at the ITU which is making decisions about communications worldwide. So this is one of the things. So also we have one representative for internet governance worldwide. So Egypt has different contributions and recognition based on the expertise and the competency they have right now. I would just tell I was in one of the countries in the region,
yes,
and I was talking to them about the smart cities planning. Then someone asked me, who was the consultant? Which countries that gave you all of these ideas? Then I told him that no, this was just a national committee that we did ourselves. Then he said, well, we are very proud of you. This is one of the Arabic countries that we know. So I think the competency and the expertise we are building right now, it would not only benefit Egypt itself, but we can propagate the message and the experience to the region, whether the Middle East to Africa, and this could be another investment and another opportunity for Egypt, for the whole region, not only for Egypt itself.
Yes, exactly, Professor. And this is actually the best marketing for Egypt for the whole world. We say that seeing is believing, and this is what is actually happening. So the whole world are seeing today what Egypt has to offer on solid grounds. Come and see the new administrative capital, New Alamein, Galala City. I myself had made an exclusive at Galala City. It's like paradise on earth. It is out of this world. So today, Egypt does not only represent a model of development abounding in such successes and accomplishments along with economic and financial stability, but also embraces this communication revolution and improves its technological infrastructure as well. Short break, we'll be back. Well, definitely Egypt's fourth generation cities are becoming the world communication hubs. And it's a great experience that we are sending sending messages to the whole world. And there are lots of lessons taught, Dr. Fadel, from the experience of smart cities in Egypt and the messages behind them. Lots of hard work, yet we reap the fruit. And we were talking that it's just the beginning.
Yes, exactly. It's just a beginning, and I think we in Egypt has taken really a very ambitious path, starting from the political will behind it, starting from the governance model. Actually, the way it's being planned, it's not only by MCIT, I would say, to give credit to everyone. It's a national committee from different ministries and different institutes. That's why we have the comprehensive view of planning. And this is by itself, this is smartness. This is to start the planning, having all stakeholders all together. We are doing this planning, we are getting many lessons learned. The whole idea I'd like to say right now, this is just the beginning. And the beginning is, there is like a rumor, people are saying that smart cities is only for a certain class of people. It's not. It is really a way of life for all Egyptians yet to come. That's why I would match it with the initiative by President Sisi, which is called Haya Karima, or decent life for all Egyptians. Actually, many of the lessons learned from this experience is going to be transferred and reflected to all Egyptians, even in the villages right now.
Yes.
And this is considered one actually of the largest projects any country or any state is really being in charge of, because it's targeting more than 50 million people. So this kind of decent life, smartness is going actually to be spread all over.
So a huge umbrella that is going to be cover all Egyptians. It's going to be a style of life.
Exactly.
So don't take the impression that if we have smart cities, it's only for the rich or the privileged. No, it's covering the whole Egyptians.
The whole Egyptians. Because as we said, the smartness here, it's the sense is you have efficient services.
Yes.
You have easy access to knowledge. You have efficient management to resources. You have economic growth. So this is the smartness itself. That's why it needs to be reflected everywhere.
Yes, definitely a very important point, because what the president is doing and all Egyptians are working on is a better quality of life for the Egyptian people on Egyptian soil. Also, another issue is building the human capital, بناء الإنسان, the human being in Egypt. And definitely when they are going to lead this quality of life that we are wishing for all Egyptians, it will make a difference. Well, for the youth today, Dr. Fadel, and usually when we are honored to receive role models like your humble self, and having with us the first Egyptian and the Arab to win the Excellence Award of 2021, and they need to know more about the messages that it's hard work that will lead you to achieve your dreams. When you have a dream and you go for that dream through hard work, and at the end of the day, you are going to reap the fruit. What would you tell the youth today, those watching us, and those who would be really inspired by your experience? What would you tell them?
I would always like to talk to youth and address them, whether in any conference, any gathering, the university itself. So, because youth are the catalyst of any nation, and Egypt is very marked by the high percentage of youth, which is really a big asset we'd like to utilize very well. I have been actually in touch with the youth for many years, for different, especially the engineers and the ones with different ideas and having idea to product and giving industrialization and all this stuff. What I'd like to say to them, like a few messages. First, love what you do. If you start really believing in what you do, and
you have passion for what you're doing,
you have passionate for it, you are going to do something. It's not always just I need to be an engineer, or you need to be a medical doctor. It's not always like this. We have a Nobel Prizes right now, like in literature, like Naguib Mahfouz.
Yes.
If he does not believe in this talent, he won't be reaching this achievement. So just follow what you really have within your inside, because the point is to get to be excelling, not to be a normal one. If I'm excelling in certain disciplines, better than being a normal engineer or normal medical doctor.
Right.
Yeah. Second, try to have diverse knowledge, not to be focused only and limiting yourself in one area, in vertical area. Right now, knowledge is everywhere. And the cross knowledge and the cross culture you have, it'll give you more talent as well. So don't be just focused on like technical issues, or just in economy, in politics, in general knowledge, because sometimes actually getting, as we said in the research in here, you get an idea from another discipline and reflecting in another. So you have to have a fresh look. And this comes when your mind is getting open and you have different access to different things. Finally, I would tell them, be confident. Don't be scared.
Yes.
You always get something and you will do it. Even if you right now have some seeds, later on you are going to have the fruits, as we said in the very beginning. I got it myself after 14 years. So don't rush into making targets at the moment. Just be focusing on what you are doing. I would take 2 words from the song, which was in the break, that we are marked by faith and determination. So you need faith and be very determined, and don't be scared, be confident. We will
Believe
do something.
in yourself.
Yes, we will do something as our grandfathers did.
Definitely, we need to do something like our great ancestors did, and this is mainly the message, and this is mainly the focus that we are all working in the footsteps of those great people. Before we wrap up, let us talk more about the smart cities. Is always a very attractive topic to talk about. You know, it's,
you get fascinated fan
of the smart cities. Yes, thinking smart and the smart cities, the future of the smart cities in Egypt. Today, the whole image has changed through this, the aura of having the smart cities around. The new administrative capital is considered to be a miracle on Egyptian soil.
Yes, it will be, and I would say that in Egypt, in planning itself, we have different flavors, different cities. For example, the new capital is focusing more on the governmental districts and the governmental services, and we have different things around.
Yeah.
When you go to the new Alamein, you have more attractions to the culture inside, and also the historical part, the tourism. So others will be built on industrial perspectives. So really there is master planning in Egypt. It's not just things by chance. That's why there is really a cascade of different thoughts for this behind. Second, as we said, there is a move right now is try to get some of the lessons here and to reflect it in the villages itself. A third approach we are focusing on right now is how to turn parts of the existing cities to be smart. And this is another exercise we are working on right now and studying, and we try to go through. So finally, we will spread the smartness itself in every bit of Egypt. And I would like again to say, as you said at some point, this attracts a lot of investments. Because if you have a smart environment, has a smart society, then people, big companies, everyone will come from everywhere to live in here and try to invest in here and to have a better opportunity and a better chance, which will be reflecting our economy and our lives as well.
Yes, definitely it will. I thank you so much. One of the icons in the field. We're really proud of Dr. Fadel Digham, the head of the national project sector at the National Telecom and Regulatory Authority, and the first Egyptian and Arab to win the award of Best Telecommunication Research worldwide. We're really proud of you and proud of your efforts. God bless you. God bless Egypt. And definitely the sky is the limit. Let's hope tomorrow definitely is going to be better.
Yes, exactly. Sky is the limit, yeah. Thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you, dear viewers, for joining us. And I'm Taghirit Hussein, and that was Wednesday Debate live from Cairo.